Okay, resume recording. Okay. So, this is like very simple. You can see all solid colors and all solid geometric shapes, like solid shapes and all. So, what I'm planning, we have to create all of this with vector shapes only, so that we can increase or decrease the size anytime without using any detail. So, just like similar, I showed you that there's like few references like what we can do, like something like this we can do, or this one more I found very quite nice. So like maybe something like this, or there is the other one. I found one more quite nice reference. This one, or maybe something like this, like bit complex. We can always increase the complexity, but we can create something like this. And this is something done in, you can see AI, that means Adobe Illustrator. So we can do the exact same thing in Photoshop as well.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, Adya's laptop isn't working well, so she said she'll log in and log out and come.
Ah, that's fine. That's fine. Log out and
Uh,
log in. That's totally fine.
yes. Okay, sir.
So we'll start with something bit simpler, then move to complex things. So to create this, the came back. Let me try. Okay. So to create our shape, I have to use pen tool this time. No, no all these primitive shapes. This time I have to use pen tool to create all these shapes. Pen tool by default shortcut is P. If you click on this, you can see you have pen tool. You have free from multiple options. So we're going to use pen tool, the first option. Click on P. So when you start doing it, most probably initially when you start with this option, I as far as I remember, it's by default it's in fast, this option. And am I sharing a screen? Yes, I'm sharing a screen. Recording is going on. Okay, huh. So by default it's in path. So I'll show you a difference. What happens if you create something with the help of path? Control spacebar and click zoom out. So now I have this. Okay, I'll show you. If I create something with this and then close it, you can see it's on the exact same layer. You don't see any fill, any color, or any separate layer. Channel, nothing happens. Only thing is different in path. You can see just create a path. So you cannot use this as your like a vector layer. So max to max, what you can do, you can use this path for stroke, path for outline, or you can just convert this into a selection. Control enter, it will convert it into a selection, and then create a separate layer, and you can fill it. That's what you can do. So, but this is something is not required. So we are going to use, make sure select pen tool and click on shape tool. So by default fill color, this is by default. If you want to have a outline, that is stroke, that is if you want to have a stroke, the thickness of the stroke, outline type, what kind of outline you want, and your width, height, all these things you can define. And this is, you can see, combine new layer, what you want to create, align edges, and auto add and delete is on. It's by default only, so keep it on. No need to change anything, just make sure it's on shape. Then, so we'll start creating this entire thing. So what we have to do, we have to start with the least amount of parts. Like you have this white area. So there are like multiple ways to do. I can create all the white parts in separate layer, all the gray parts in separate layer. But you can see this gray line very nicely, like seamlessly blends with this black and this white. So to create that, I have to create this white area first, then I have to create the gray area. So so that I can flip it into the white area and I can see this entire thing very easily and it will be clean. So one thing you have to keep in mind, like it should be whatever you're creating, it should be clean. Because quality is the utmost important. So quality cannot compromise. Click and drag, click and drag. So see, perfectly snap to the surface. That like outline. Click and fill. And if you want to move any of the this node, press Control and click on that node and move it. Left mouse button. Click and drag. Alt and delete one side of this node. Make it like sharp. Click, click and drag. Make it slightly curved. Alt, remove that node. Click and create this. Alt, remove this one. Alt, remove this one. Click and drag. Then click and then again click and drag. Click and cut it. Now, right now, you can see there is slight angle, so that's why I just cutted it. Click, click, click. Left mouse button only. Click and drag. Click and drag. Like this, you can use this vector shape and create all kind of shapes and perfectly. And this is something. This is a constructive way to create. Suppose you want to modify something in the in future, you can always come back to this PSD and fix it and change things very easily. And if you mess up something, you can always press Control and move it and fix it. Right. And wherever you want a sharp pointed node, you have to press Alt and remove one side of it. Alt, remove. You see, just the moment you press Alt, that no, that cursor there's a like you see the flipping option came. The cursor changes.
So while do it with the pen tablet, we have to use mouse for this,
You
like
can use
cutting
pen,
the.
tablet, or mouse, anything. You have to like yes, if you like we are pressing left mouse button, right? We're not pressing any right mouse button. So you can use pen, tablet, or mouse, anything.
Okay, sir. So for cutting the last, so for making it sharp, we have to hold Alt, right? So for
Alt
that we
and
have to use.
okay, no
So for
left
that we
mouse.
have to use mouse.
Okay, like see, you can just click here and press like I'll just what is it? Okay. Click and drag and then press Alt. You can see you can cut it with the help of pen tab. Also, you can do it. So if you do it with the mouse, it's way too convenient and easy because you have because right now you don't need any pressure or any of those flow things. So if you do it with the pen, this mouse, it will be way easier to control. So you can do like use pen tablet for this. Sorry, mouse directly only mouse.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. For bigger pieces, I'm adding one node in the center so I can control it easily. And I just click to see this. If I just remove the fill, I can see this is not aligned properly. So what I'll do, I'll press Control and click on this node and pull it slightly inside. Align it nicely. Okay, one more thing. By default, you can see in my like this thing, my screen, this pen have this thing attached to the last point, like a rubber band. It's always showing visible. Maybe for you, it's not visible. Like by default, it's something you have to activate. So I have used this tool so like, previously also. That's it. By default, it's on. So what you have to do, like suppose you cannot see this, just like a stretchy thingy, this thing is not visible. So what you can do, go to the setting option, click on this. There's an option called rubber band. If I switch it off, you can see now I cannot see this. It's not visible. Click on this, you can see it. Thickness, if you feel like the thickness is way too small, you can increase the thickness like this. Default color, if you want to change, you can change the color. This is nothing to do with your actual file. It just like suppose you are working on some colored file, and that time you want like you want to see it properly. Maybe you working on a reddish color background and want a blue color background. By default it's blue, and you want to see it properly. You can change the color as well. Default is like to see blue, so you can do that also. And click and drag, alt, cut it. The bigger piece, if you like, try to align it, you can do it, but it might get bit tricky sometimes. So I use personally, what I try to do, I break this entire line into two pieces and create half, and then create half. Control, move it slightly inside. Control, perfectly align. Half, move it slightly inside. Curve and align nicely. And this side also I can pull. You can see this entire shape is ready. And if you make it fill, it is fill 100. You can see it's a solid white color part. And we have all those active nodes, so you can always go back and modify it. So it looks nice and clean. But if I reduce the fill, I can see there is a gray color like pattern going on in the inside. So I'll just select another layer, come back to this thing. These basically have to deselect all the nodes. Now I want to create those gray, and it should perfectly align to this edge as well. So what I can do, I'll click on this. The pen tool is already selected. By default, it's in new layer. So whenever I'm clicking on the surface without selecting anything, any node, it will create a new layer every time. So for this, I can start with the gray. Oh, my bad. But you can see right now this is in white color. It's not gray in color. So what I have to do is double click on this layer. It will open this color picker and pick this color. So it will fill this layer with this gray color. Okay, then like because whenever you're not able to see the inside part or edges, you can always reduce the fill. And right now we have created the outline, that white area already with that entire outline. So no need to follow this entire thing now. I can just click outside and create this shape anywhere randomly. Reason, later what I will do is I will just simply clip this layer into my white layer. and you see, move it outside completely. Then again, come inside, click create this, and I can see it's little bit uneven. So I'll make it clean, smooth curve. So I can move it inside, outside. So what I'll do, I'll just select outside randomly here and there and fill it, complete it. I'll make it 100% fill. But you can see these are two different, like perfectly like two separate sheets. So what I'll do, press Alt, click in between, it will flip into white. So if I switch it off, oh, it's by default fill is 0. So you can see it's flip into white. Now you can see the line very clearly. Nice clean shape. Everything is clean, perfectly clean. Gray 100% full, white 100% fill is full. And now I want to add more gray areas. So what I'll do, I'll just reduce the fill of the white part so that all the gray areas will be exposed and I can create that. I'll go to my gray layer. If I want, I can name it. Okay, gray. So you can just select this, and if I want to add extra gray color, this time what I'll do, I'll select this layer and change the mode to new layer to combine shape. Click on combine shape. So now it will create shapes without creating a new layer within that layer. And because number of layers is directly proportionate to your file size, if you create like 1,000 layers or 500 layers or 200 layers, your file will be really heavy. So make sure keep it as low as possible and try to combine all the colors in one layer. By that, we'll be able to track all the layers very easily. And if you want to fix anything, you can go back and fix it very easily and quickly. Finish it. Now for this, a separate layer altogether. And create all the sheets nicely. Cut, align, align the curve perfectly, and then cut it. And then from outside, from anywhere, no need to worry about the size, shape, or like alignment. Just finish it. You can see it's part of your this thing perfectly. Color is a bit different. Okay. Like this we can create. Now we have created this gray part and this white part completely. And this white part is missing from this white area. So what I'll do, I'll select this white, zoom in, and this time I'll add this white. So view, See, we got the shape as well. So like try to keep all the same color things together in one layer. So by that, what will happen? Your file will be clean. Okay. Now, you can see this yellow color thing plus this black outline border. Then we have this gray border. So right now, all white and gray is done. Now I want this yellow color. So pick this yellow and go back to new layer. Exact same thing again. Pull it, align it nicely. And if you if you can see this pixel grid, go to view, uh, show, switch off pixel grid. That pixel will be then pixel will be gone. Delete and reduce the fill so that you can see this entire section very easily. Done. It's done. This yellow color. So what I'll do, I'll just same color wherever is the same color, is this color is there, I'll fill it. Alt delete. Fill this frequency. Now you can see this is yellow. Then go to combine shape and I'll create this entire shape. Right hand side, snap it nicely. Alt, move it. Remove these shapes perfectly. Sorry. Control, control. Make sure it's in white in color. It should everything should not be blue. If it's blue, only this node is selected. If everything is blue, that means all the nodes are selected. So I don't want that. This all yellow colors are selected. It's done. Then I can see these two colors are same, but there's a like a separate part. So for this, I have to create this part with either with this or a separate layer for this color. So I'll create it separately. So this base yellow color is ready. Then go back to new layer. And this time I'll pick this darker tone. Or to click this. From here also you can pick color. Darker tone. Now, exact same thing I'm going to follow. Click outside and try to align with this shape. No need to worry of the outside part. Just fill it. Alt click on this particular thing. You can see only and only this section. Okay, this two color has changed, so I have to switch off it and pick the color. Okay. Now it's fine. You see the color, and I see there's a slight dent. Control, click on this and make it smoother. And best part will be, we'll go and change the pixel to 0.5 or maybe 1. It will be a really nice and clean shape. You can see it, you can see the shape is clean, visible. I want to create the exact with the same color, another layer, new layer. It's a separate part altogether. So I can like add it with the this base, or I can create it separately. So I'm keeping it separately. Okay. Dark color, everything is defined. Now I have this lighted tone plus this black area. That is something I have to minus it. So I'll do it later, or I can add a black on top of it. But I'll minus this thing. That will give me a better control, a better understanding of this tool, how to use it. So again, go back to new, click, and create this shape, and Alt, bring it here, Alt, clip it, double click, fill this color. You can see the exact same color here. So I'll go to combine, okay. You see it was invisible, now it's visible. Perfect clean shape, same. Now under this I can see there's a black part like cutout. So I want to minus my thing. So I'll select my base layer, click on this, subtract this time. Click on subtract and make sure none of the nodes are selected. If you select any of the node and click on minus, it will invert the color. So no one don't do this. Then just select a layer and then minus it. Minus 100%. That is C. And if instantly if you want to change the opacity, 1700, nice and clean. Save it and so switch it off. You see, the basic is almost ready. The black part is there. Black part I have to create quickly. And there's one more, this white spot. This is missing from the base. So I select the base. So see, I select the base. So I can just simply create, go to your shapes, ellipse, and combine shape. All the vector shapes, they work similarly. So now it's part of, oh, I added it to gray, my fault. Okay. G. Oh, the gray must be overlapping this area. So I have to check. Okay, yes, I can see the gray is overlapping this area. That's why it's visible in gray only. So what I have to do is either I can create it separately in a separate layer. And double click, make it full white. So now it's a separate layer altogether. So similarly, I can create the black outline. I create this entire black outline plus this black gray outline. And there's not enough time, so I'll just quickly take attendance. If there's anything like you're not able to understand or you have any doubt, you can ask me. I'll explain those things. Like this pen tool is clear, right? I assume.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
oh. So that's it. So pen.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then we have this keyboard. And we have Shubham and Shamsundar. Okay, quickly update it. Okay. And for class recording, I'll mail you separately with the recording because I'm recording it on Zoom. So Zoom don't automatically upload video files. So that's something I have to do it manually. It will save on my system. So I'll upload that data and mail you after the class gets over. Okay, let's go back and do a black part. This black thing. Okay, try to do it quickly. Let's do because there's like 5 minutes left. All remove the fill slightly. So that you can always see the outline. Select. In like 5 minutes, it will automatically it will be disconnected. So if it gets disconnected, I'll upload the file in this module and send you the mail you the video. Click, click, Alt, and move. Like this also can do. Let's click to this end and click to center and move and align. Like any one of them. Like some people find it a bit easier, some people find the other technique easier. It's a personal choice. So you can try both of them. You can see entire thing is done. So the switch is off. Only the gray outline is missing. Rest everything is ready. Save it. So like this, you can create and that gray. I can see there's like some little bit of like deformation here. That is something I can always go back and fix it because that's the best part of like vector. So always go back and fix it. So that control, like suppose you zoomed in really huge and you want to go back to actual like zoom out to like perfectly fit thing. Control 0. It will fit to the screen. So control 0 you can press and set this thing like this. Or zoomed out, really zoomed out anything that time also you can use the same exact same thing. Then we'll just create the gray outline and rest everything is ready. So we'll upload this CSV. I can see just few layers, you can create the entire thing. We have 3 colors for yellow, that's why 3 different layers. One gray, one white, one black, like this. But this 2 grays, like we have created 2 different layers so that one is in the background, one in the foreground. So 2 different layers will create for that. And this is white. Why it's white? Oh, okay. One more thing. Like you can see these two basically control and click. These two basically combined by mistake. So if I want to separate, what I can do, I can select any one of them with this black cursor, select tool, Control X plus new layer, Control V. It will create a new layer, or you can just Control J, duplicate. Oh, sorry, my mistake. Control J and select any one of them, delete, and these I can change the color. Hmm, what happened? Oh, my mistake. Just couldn't change the color.